I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT, I mean SMART. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT, I mean SMART. Hello LU staff and students, this is Mr. Matthews coming at you with another video. And this video is focused on goal setting. Goal setting is very important to do because you want to see where you're at and where you're going. I've talked a little bit about goal setting in my last videos, especially with this with broad jump on my last video, but I haven't dig deep into goal setting. So we are using SMART goals. SMART is an acronym, and in an acronym, each letter is a word that means something. Okay, so we're using the SMART goals here. The first one, the S, is specific. Specific is set real numbers and set real deadlines. What am I doing? Okay, a non-specific goal, a goal that is not specific, is a goal like I want to make more shots, or I want to throw faster, or I want to do more push-ups. How many push-ups? How many shots are you wanting to make? How fast are you wanting to throw? Those are goals that are kind of laissez-faire. You don't know where you're going with those goals, so they have to be specific. So an example of that is in a game, I'm making probably 1 or 2 shots. Well, in a game, I want to make sure I make 5 shots. I want to get to where I make 5 shots in a game. Okay, that's very specific, and then you can see how you're going to get there. In practice, you can be like, I'm making 2 out of 10 free throws. I want to get to 8 out of 10 free throws. How am I going to get there? But that's very specific. Okay, so the next one is measurable. Measurable. Make sure your goal is trackable. How are you going to measure your goal? In my last video on the broad jump, jumping 2 feet at the same time, landing at the same time, I had a measuring tape. And I started from one line, and I broad jumped to start out, and I got to about 7 feet 8 inches. I did a couple exercises on both feet, on one foot and the other, and then measured again, and I got to 7 feet 11 inches. So, and I'm measuring my goal, actually, with a measuring tape. So, there's many ways to measure your goal, but how are you tracking it? And then, with that goal, that was just one day. Maybe I do it again in 2 or 3 days when my legs are fully rested, and try to beat that 7 feet 11 inches goal. And I track that too. Okay, so A is attainable. Is my goal attainable? Okay, work towards a goal that is challenging but possible. Okay, so let's a baseball reference here. Let's say I want to throw faster, so I measured my goal, and I'm at like 75 miles per hour right now. And let's say I want to throw faster, and I have the goal of I want to throw 85 miles per hour by next month. Is that attainable? That's 10 miles per hour more. So my body's going to have to go through a lot of strength, a lot of flexibility, and I'm going to have to get a lot stronger to throw that ball 85 miles per hour by next month. Is that attainable? Probably not. To have an attainable goal by next month, I could probably go 78 miles per hour. Okay, just get my body awake, getting it stronger, because when you're at the 70 to 80 miles per hour range, it takes some time to get 1 mile per hour more or 2 miles per hour more. So 78 miles per hour would be a good goal to have to throw by next month. Let's say basketball-wise, I want to touch the rim. I'm touching the net right now when I jump. I want to be able to touch the rim by the end of the week. Is that attainable? My body's going to have to go through a lot of strength. I'm going to have to excite my muscles quite a bit to get me up to that rim. Is that attainable? Maybe you can stretch that goal out a little bit and say, I'm touching the net right now. I got a 4-week program of a jump training program, or 4-month program of a jump training program that I found, and I'm going to try to touch the rim in 4 months. I'd say that's more attainable than in a week, okay? So is it attainable? The R, is it realistic? Realistic. Be honest with yourself. You know what you and your team are capable of. Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm reading this off of a script here, but you know what you're capable of. So right now, how do you train? If you let's use that basketball reference again. If you want to touch the rim by 4 months, how are you going to train? And you know yourself. So if you give yourself the goal of, I'm going to train 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, on just trying to touch the rim, you might burn yourself out in a week or two. And then your mind starts going, oh, that's impossible, and it starts getting negative, rather than giving yourself some rest and trying to get your body off the ground. So are you being realistic with yourself? When it says team, you know what your team is capable of. What do you think your team is going to do within a certain amount of time on that goal? So if you have the goal of, my team's going to get to playoffs by the end of the season, is that realistic, for one? Because you know your team and what they can do. How are you going to get there? Okay, so that's a good one to have. That's a training-based one. Is it realistic? Am I going to have enough training and rest time to have my muscles rest and rehabilitate from my training? And am I going to get there within that time frame? So if I work out 7 days a week, I'm probably not going to get there because I'm going to get burned out. The realistic way of training is probably 3, 4, 5 days a week with a couple rest days in the middle there, and getting your body recovered. Okay, that's kind of a confusing one, but very important. Time-based is the last one. Time-based. Okay. So when am I going to get this goal done by? That's very important too. So if I have a goal of throwing 80 miles per hour, but I just go, I want to throw 80 miles per hour, and then don't give a time of when I'm going to get there, I might get there 2 years from now, or I might never get there because I don't have a time on it. If I give a time on it, like 4 months or 5 months, or let's say even 2 months, then my mind starts going, okay, how many times am I going to train this week? Because I got to get to that goal in 2 months. And then your mind starts getting on track of how you're going to complete that goal. So very, very important to have a time-based goal so that you can achieve it. Okay? So specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. That should be your SMART goal. Okay? So my SMART goal that I have made for myself is I want to dunk a basketball. I am 34 years old. Okay? I can touch rim right now, but I want to touch a basketball or dunk a basketball on a 10-foot rim in 6 months. Okay? 6 months. I'm giving myself that much time. It's specific, a 10-foot hoop with a basketball. It's measurable. Okay, so I can measure my vertical leap and see where my hand touches on the wall and measure it every time. Is it attainable? I think it is. If I can touch rim right now, I can get 4 inches more on my vertical to try to dunk a basketball. Right? Last time I dunked a basketball, I was 19. I'm 34 now, so 15 years later, I want to see if I can do it. Okay? Realistic. I'm 34. So I'm stretching the possibilities of if it's realistic. Okay? Time-based, 6 months. Okay? So 6 months from now, it's April. So I have until October, mid-October, to dunk a basketball. Okay? So we will see. Thank you for joining me. In the assignment, I'm gonna ask you, what is your goal? How are you going to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based? What are you going to try to do? Okay? What's your favorite sport? What's your favorite activity? What's your goal in all of those? You actually don't have to have it on a sport. You can have a SMART goal on your academics. Okay? Reading, for example. I may, let's say you read 30 words a minute. Okay? So you want to get up to 60 words a minute, or even further, 100. Okay? Those are very specific. But you got to go through all of these. Is it measurable? Yes, it is. Is it attainable? 60 words a minute and you're at 30 now? I think it is. Realistic? Absolutely it is. Okay? And time-based. Give yourself a time on it. I want to get to 60 words a minute in 2 weeks. 2 weeks! And you have doubled your words per minute in reading. Okay? So, let's see what your goals are in the assignment. This has been Mr. Matthews with SMART Goals. Go LU!